Good morning. Good morning. What's today? Happy Thursday, everybody. How are we doing? How are we doing? Where we at here? There. Another day, another day. I just got the C50. Woo! Congratulations, buddy. You did it, man. You did it. Thought you were chilling now? No. I was only on a sprint to get 4K for the month of March, but I started multi-streaming, daily streaming on March 6th. So I'm doing a 30-day thing, and then I'm gonna create a YouTube video about 30 days of multi-streaming, on YouTube. So I'm still gonna be streaming because now that I've got it, one of the things about like going hard and like going on a sprint is one of my objectives with that kind of stuff is like learning all of the friction, like what's tough, what's difficult to get started, what's like the tough thing to like actually get over, how do you get over that hump. And like doing a sprint, I'm sure that you're aware, doing a full-on sprint on something, you get all of those problems front loaded and you're able to like solve them, you know what I mean? And I did that over the course of this past month. So now I have my setup that as soon as I sit down at my desk right here, I can just hit one button that says go live, and everything like, it doesn't take me much. There's less friction, right? So now I can go live relatively quickly. Like once I get out the shower and have my morning cup of coffee, I can sit down and just do it. You know what I mean? So definitely not chilling. I won't be going as hard after the 30-day sprint though. Maybe I'll cut back to like one stream per day, or a couple times per week. But yeah. The hustles never stops, man. Because my actual goal for the year on YouTube is 10K YouTube subscribers. I don't know if I'll hit it, but I'm definitely gonna aim for it. You know what I mean? Thought you were chilling now. I'm scared of color grading. Is it gonna be good like the FX3? It'll be pretty good, bro. It'll be pretty good. You don't gotta worry about that. Congrats on the 4K, Vic. Appreciate it. Zero connections. Thank you. God bless you. I really couldn't have done it without you guys. Chase, thank you for hanging out over on YouTube. Zero connections. Also, thank you for hanging out over on YouTube. Yeah, really appreciate that. Good morning, ZBR. You have a stream deck? Yeah, I have multiple stream decks. I don't know if you guys can see my cameras. Is this camera even on? No, it's not. I have 3 cameras running. 2 stream decks on my desk. You can see one is right here. This is for the audio controls, and then this one is for sound effects and switching scenes and stuff like that. Actually, you know what? I think I can do it over here. You guys might be able to see, because I have a camera that can be controlled. I don't know if you'll see it. It can be controlled via the stream deck. But there's 2 stream decks right here, one here and then one here. Yeah, and that's a little action camera. I haven't really set it up yet. I just kind of did the basics of it. Uh, 13 viewers, 14 viewers on TikTok. Good morning, TikTok. Good morning. Ash, what up, Ash? Thank you for hanging out on YouTube. What's the setup? The setup for what? Dang, bro, did you sleep? JK, good morning. I did. I wake up early, man. A good 7-8 hours. I think I stopped streaming at like 11:30. I had a PB&J, caught up on some news, fed the cats, and then I just, it's a good solid 8 hours. Nothing crazy. Dude, does your keyboard battery make noise? It does not. That's awesome. The studios worked. Want to learn how to use them there. Oh, they're great. Stream decks. If you guys don't have stream decks, I highly recommend them. They are really, 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 really good. They're super easy to use, and OBS is another really good thing to learn how to use. Yeah, so this is the one that I use for the audio. I do want the new one, the bigger one, but my audio, this one right here that I have, is also an audio mixer, so it plugs in the XLR into the back of it, which is a really nice feature, so I don't have to have more shit on my desk, more shit that I need. You know what I mean? But if you guys are interested in my entire setup on my storefront, you go to it by going to my TikTok page, my profile page. So you hit my little profile picture right here. This will take you to this page, and I have a link in bio. And then one of the buttons here is a little Amazon button. And then one of the categories that I have for you guys is my YouTube setup. And here I have every single thing that I have in my office. Maybe not everything, but the majority of the cameras that I use, the accessories, lots of odds and ends. Odds and ends? Is that an expression? Did I just make that up? That's awesome. Yeah, it is awesome. I pulled the trigger on getting the refurbished R8. It arrived yesterday. Oh, hell yeah, dude. The R8 is fucking sick, dude. The R8 is great. How much did it set you back, man? I think they were $1,200, right? That's a great price for that camera. Bro, you have all the gadgets in the world. Ash, I've been working at this for like 6 years, dude. 6 years. You know, 6 years just collecting stuff and building setups. I gotta be honest though with you though. I'm gonna say like a good 30-40% of the stuff I didn't need. I just bought because I thought I needed it. But everything that's on this that's on this list here, I've condensed it down to like, hey, this is something that I actually use. The most important thing on here really is the cameras and proper lighting. Like that's really what makes the video look really good. Oh yeah, 1200, and it came with a kit lens. Yeah. That's a solid price, dude. Congratulations. The R8, dude, I did a lot of work with my R8. It's great. You're gonna love it. The C-Log on it, the low light on it. Yeah, it's impressive. I recommend the R8 used to be my most recommended camera. And then the R50V came out, and I was like, nah, this is my most recommended camera. I have bought 2 of those Logitech keyboards, and all of them have shaking batteries. I've bought several. I've bought like a bunch of these. This is the MX keys. And I have at least 2 of these exact ones, this one included. And then I bought the mini version, the quarter keyboard. I forget what it's actually called, the 3/4 without the numpad and stuff. And they all work great. I've had them for years. Maybe you got a bad batch. That happens. If you cut back to one stream, which time slot will be axed? Due to time difference, I can only make one earlier. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any plans to cut back just yet. But I will be making a lot of content on YouTube, so I'll be making stuff, long form videos. I'm also making tons of shorts. So my content is only going up. Sony A7 IV or Sony A7C II? I would go for the A7 IV. Are you sure? Can you pick it up and shake it? My keyboard works, man. That's all that I can tell you about my keyboard. If you keep getting failed ones, I would stop buying them. You know what I mean? Like, mine works, and I've had mine for several years. Several years. Well, I could probably search up when I bought mine. Purchased. Here we go. Look at this. I bought mine. I bought 3 of them. The The last time I bought mine was February 2025, and then I bought two in February of 2025, and then the one that I currently am using, I bought. It only says the most. Oh, here we go. September 2023. So the one that I'm currently using, I bought in 2023. Logitech MX Keys keyboard, and then the most recent ones, because I bought them again. I bought another one in February 2025, right here. I have multiple desk setups. And then I bought it again. I bought the little baby one. What is this one called? Yeah, this one. I bought this one around the same time. I don't like this smaller one, to be honest. I like a full-size keyboard. This one kind of... I bought it because I wanted to be a little bit more mobile with a laptop, but I ended up just using it at a desk setup. Oh, here's my kitty again. Hey, kitty. Hey, kitty. You gonna show the world your butthole? Weirdo. Yep, there she goes. Yep, there she goes. I don't know if you guys can see her. Let's see. Let me shut down so she doesn't step on it. I have bought 2 of those Logitech keyboards, and all of them have shaking batteries, ins and outs. How's your day going? It's pretty good, man. Pretty good. Sony A7 IV. I think I answered that. The Logitech MX keyboard is not top tier product. It is for me. It definitely is for me. I'm finally getting my 7D Mark II with a Canon. Nice. That's good, bro. Whenever you're done, whenever you take photos, broski, whenever you're done with those and you get it in and all that stuff, make sure to let me know so I can check out your work. Gonna look at... Oh, Chase, let me know what lens... I have a ton of lenses. Let me know if you need any recommendations, broski. I got you. Yeah, I got you. Dude, for the name of science, can you pick up and shake the left side of your keyboard, please? I cannot, and I will not. It sounds like I said, you had a bad experience with your MX keyboards. Doesn't mean that I need to have a bad experience with mine. It's possible you got a bad batch, dude. Or maybe you bought some knockoffs. See, the R50V was tempting, but I wanted full frame. Oh, yeah, 100%. The R8 is a better camera than the R50V. There's no question about that. Make videos for beginners to get more subs. What kind of content do you make, Ash? That's a good idea. I like that. Let me get my notebook out. My trusty dusty notebook. Trusty dusty? Am I making expressions up again? My handy dandy is what I meant to say. That's from Blue's Clues, right? Where the fuck is my pen? Oh my god. Cat must have... Oh, here it is. Bonjour. Hello from America. Hello from the United States, I should say. What can you recommend as a camera for a photography studio? The R50V. Why the A7 IV instead of... Because the A7 IV is better. The MX Master there, that's the best mouse in the game. Love the 4. Yeah, I haven't upgraded to... Yeah, it's a brilliant... This is a productivity keyboard. So, like, if you're using this for gaming, this isn't the keyboard for you. If you're using this other than, like, productivity, the keys feel nice. It feels rugged, rigid. It's, like, stiff. The keys have nice, like, play in them, and the mouse is spectacular because I can program it. I'm sure that you guys know you can program the buttons to do different things in different applications. So I haven't tried the newest one just because this mouse has been fantastic. Now I've got a budget of like 400 for a new lens. Gonna get an EF RF adapter anyways, so the EF lenses are also an option. What lens do you currently... You have just the kit lens, right? If you're looking for just something to get you started for the $400 budget that you got, I would probably get myself I'd probably get myself this one. I would see if I can find a used one. The 35 millimeter is spectacular, dude. This is a great, great lens. So I would look for this one used. Yeah, that lens is really nice, man. Really, really nice. Where did I put it? Right here? Yeah. Yeah, this lens is really nice, dude. How to get more dynamic range on a Canon M50? You only get dynamic range that's available to the camera. You can't add dynamic range. Dynamic range is built into the sensor. Tempted with the RF 28 2.8. Yeah, that one's really nice too. I have those as well. Actually, I gave away my 50 millimeter 1.8 because I bought the 45. This guy right here. This is a $500 lens, and it's pretty nice. This one's for portraits, though. I would say it would go really nice on your R8 if you're thinking about. Actually, I'm gonna make a video. I need to write that down. I'm gonna make a video of like a budget portrait kit featuring the R8 and the 45 millimeter. Yeah, the 45-1.2, I bought it. I bought it when it came out. It's really nice. It's a little soft at 1.2, but it's a $500 lens. It doesn't have IS, so, and your camera doesn't have IS, so beginners usually really like having IBIS or IS at a minimum. So Benny RC, I'll look into it. Top 5 beginner camera for photography. Top 5 smartphone cameras. How to get better photos using a smartphone. I've made several smartphone videos. If you guys go to my YouTube channel, in December I went on a little posting sprint, and I did create some smartphone videos. It was yeah, this one. Just use your smartphone. Just use your phone. Your phone already has a really nice camera, and with a proper mic, and stop overthinking your content. Just use your phone. Your phone already has a really nice camera. Yeah, so this video was all about there's a lot of pink in this in this scene right here now that I watch it back, but I made this in December. And then following this, I did a little sprint of like budget content creation. So like there's like 4 or 5 videos in here that are oh look, I even made one about the 35 as well.
It is incredibly small.
I make a bunch of videos, dude. I make a ton of shit. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Vic, I really like the RF 70 to 200 2.8. What do you think is the best budget options for that lens? You should, if you like that lens, you should buy that lens, bro. There's no substitution. That's a special lens, man. I'm gonna go turn on my AC, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, YouTube definitely loves listicles for sure, for sure, for sure. For sure. Ash, how many do you create YouTube videos? I gotta check out your channel. Do you have a channel? You got 4 subscribers. Okay, I see you. I see you, Ash. But you're not making any videos, dude. you have 0 videos. The way to get more viewers and more subscribers is by making videos. That's step number 1, making videos. You know what I mean? The 4 has haptic feedback, silent clicks, and extra. Oh, it has an extra button. Yeah. I might. I did just get reached out by Logitech. They sent me a mouse. It was a cheaper mouse, so maybe I can develop a relationship with them, and maybe they can send me one. Gotta switch to Sony, bro. Come on. I'm using a Sony right now. I'm literally using a Sony right meow. What's your opinion on the F4? How much would it be losing by going? You'd be losing a lot of light. You'd be losing an extra. What is that? A stop or 2 stops of light? Personally, I don't think I need the low light capability that the 2.8 can get. I would rent it, man. I would rent it is what I would do. Renting it is pretty cheap. Are you in the United States, Brewman? Congrats on 4K too. I was watching via Twitch when the yes. I appreciate you hanging out on Twitch as well, man. I'm trying to grow that as well. I think for this month, maybe I'll focus on reaching some Twitch and Kick goals just to grow that account, you know? We're getting there though. We're getting there. I don't have a lot of high expectations for Kick and Twitch. My goal with Kick and Twitch is to attract people that are streamers and want like a decent looking setup, you know? Congrats on 4K. Let's go. Yeah, I mean the Sony's an alright camera. It's expensive though. Sony's expensive, dude. I think I'm gonna make a video about that actually. Sony is actually more expensive than Canon. And it's not better either. It's actually more expensive. Expensive than Canon. I did rent. This is Gerald from TikTok. Yeah, no, I got it. But I'm saying rent the F4 version. Because, and I say rent it because you might be right, dude. The 2.8 is great, but you might be fine with the F4. The F4L is still an excellent lens. You're gonna miss out on two stops or 1 stop of light? I forget, but I would say rent it just to find out for yourself, you know? I know for me, I would miss the extra stop of light, so it would be an issue. Yo, man, I found out the Sony A65 for $300 and it was only used for videos and screen little cracked. Okay, cool. Hi, is the microphone on the A75 good? No onboard camera from no onboard mic on a camera is really that good. Some are a little better than others, but none of them should be used as primary audio. The Sony autofocus is noticeably better. It isn't. It isn't. It's marginally better. Oh, rent the F4. That makes it. Yeah, just to find out for yourself is what I would say, because it's not. Again, in the United States, it's not that expensive. Ash, what was your last reply? Let me see. No, I'm new writer learning about cameras. My friend and cousin are assistant directors. That's cool. Yeah, but what I'm saying is if you want to grow your YouTube, if you have a desire to grow your YouTube, that is, you know, one thing that I'm realizing too is that not everybody wants to be a content creator, but typically, and you know, it's reasonable for me to think, I believe, that the people that are watching me have some sort of desire to create content with their cameras or cell phones, or you know, have some sort of a better production value, you know, because all I talk about, it would be different if my channel was a variety and I also had like, I would be gaming with you guys sometimes or other things, but literally this TMV Visual Media is just about producing content, photography, videography, all that kind of stuff. Should I buy it or buy the A6? I don't know. I definitely wouldn't buy a broken camera. I can tell you that. Sony A7 IV or the A7 VI or the R6 II for video? It depends. If you got a nice budget, I would do the Canon. Both of them are great though. The Sony and the Canon, both of them are nice. I want to get the A7 V or the Z8, but can't decide. I love Nikon colors, but I like Sony. Pick one. Just pick one. If you like Nikon, get the Nikon. Vic, is the Canon 7D Mark II good? I've never used the 7D Mark II. But I always say, man, just buy the best camera you can afford and use it, you know. Just use it. Literally. How do I set up a shoot similar to what you have with what you're streaming? I'm using multiple cameras, but I can show you my exact setup that I have right now. Jesus Christ. This is my exact setup right here, guys. I made this little diagram for you guys to see. This is the chair that I'm sitting at right here. This is the wall. This is my room. This is my office. This is my second bedroom in my apartment that I turned into a little recording area. I have a big ass light right here. I got another light right here. These are turned off, actually. I can turn them on for you so you can see what they look like. That one's that one. This one is this one. These are just kick lights, fill lights, I'll call them. I got two little cameras right here. Two cameras. One of them's horizontal, one of them is vertical, and they look like this right here. So this is the Sony, and this is the Canon. And then I have a light that's flashing on the wall that's giving me that pattern right there. And then I have a tube light right here. That's that tube light. And then I got a blue light right there. And then I got this big ass window. The big ass window right now is using a lot of the light right here. I'm getting a lot of key light from my window, and then I'm using that as a fill. I could turn that one off, but I kind of like the way it kind of fills the room a little bit. And then I got a big ass light way back there as well. And then I have all of this linked in my TikTok account. If you're interested in the stuff that I actually own, you can hit my little profile picture, and this will take you to my profile page. The first link in bio. I have a little Amazon button here, and you hit this little Amazon button, and it takes you right to all of the gear that I own, that I use to create this image. What software are you using to stream? I'm multi-streaming right now. Who said that? Ryan, Creative Strategist. I'll have to check out your stuff, Mr. Creative Strategist. I'm using OBS, and have two cameras going into OBS. And then I am multi-streaming from OBS to YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. And I'm sending a virtual camera over to TikTok Live Studio. And then I'm sending that out to the world. Yay. I feel like my sound effects are a little loud. Are my sound effects a little too loud, guys? They're like really loud in my ear. The craziest thing about the R8 is how insanely light it is. My wife even said that the entire box was lighter than the body. Oh yeah, dude, it's great, bro. It's great. When are you gonna use it, man? I've never used the kit lens with it, but I would be using it right now. I would set it up. It's also, I think that one can be used as a webcam as well, so you can upgrade your Zoom calls and stuff like that, you know. One of my more popular videos on TikTok is me using my proper cameras for Zoom calls, and people were like outraged. They were like, using a DSLR camera as a webcam is ridiculous. I'm like, bro, if I have the cameras, like, why not use them, right? The diagram is definitely helpful. Really? Yeah, that's cool, man. I made it for you. I made it literally for you guys because I was getting a lot of questions, and I have some other like explainers things in here. These are the cameras that I'm currently using right now, actually. I'm using the Sony ZV-E10 II, the R50. The R10 I decommissioned. I took it out of its rotation. And I'm also using the R50V. The R50V is for top-down shots so that you guys can see, like, you know, what I'm actually doing on my desk and stuff. Ryan, this is great. Thank you. You're welcome, Ryan. I want a good hybrid camera, mostly for video. My budget is 15. What should I get? An R8. I think you should get an R8. I guess I was asking, do you think Sigma, Tamron, other lenses are good, comparable? The Sigma probably is, Bruman. Tamron is probably a step down, maybe a couple steps down. Sigma art lenses are really nice though. But I don't know if they have a 70 to 200 art. I think that might be a sport lens. The Lumix S5 II autofocus. I don't know. I've never used the Lumix S5 II. I know it's a good camera though. I literally am using it right now. And I'm going to use it on my day off coming. Yeah, bro. I use it for a lot of my videos on YouTube. I've made several YouTube videos on it. Several. I started making real good money when I got my R8 because it was my first like B cam, and like that one was excellent, dude. Yeah. I love my R8. It did die on me last year, but I sent it into Canon, and Canon fixed it for me for free. I don't know what happened, but there was like a known issue with a batch of them that came out. But I sent it out and I got it back within like 10 days, like 10 business days. So it wasn't too bad. I think it's a sports lens. Yeah. Oh yeah, Bruman, I'm serious, bro. What I would do, man, it's worth it to rent these lenses because they're so expensive. Just rent them, man. Just rent them, because I can tell you, I've already told you that if you're looking for the 70 to 200 f2.8L, that's the lens that you need to buy. But if you're trying to, like, you know, save a couple dollars here, there, and see if it's good enough for you, I can't make that distinction for you. You know what I mean? I would recommend and urge you to consider renting these lenses. It's probably the best way for you to find out what works for you, you know? R6 II versus the R8. R6 II. Looking at a new apartment that comes with a study, and I'm looking at it like you've done it with yours. Yeah, so I have another setup in my living room that I turned into a studio. So this is one recording area. It's a little cluttered though. It's more of like a working office. So actually today I'm recording another video of me setting up my studio in my living room. And if you guys go to my TikTok page, I've shown little videos of that space. Let me see if I can find it actually. And my living room studio is going to be a nice big open space where I can actually, like, it won't be as cluttered, and I can like record content over there. So I'm excited to use that space. I don't know if it'll come up here. Yeah, I've done so many videos, man. It's hard for me to. Oh, actually on YouTube, I have a bunch of videos. Maybe it's easier to find there so you guys can see a little. I think I recorded this one over there. So this is my living room. guess it's not really a good image, but I have a bunch of shit over there as well. Back then I was really into like a bunch of like red and like cyberpunk colors, but I'm gonna be switching that up to look a little bit more like this. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so I'm gonna be anyways, I'm gonna be working on that today. I have a Sony ZV-E10 II with a kit lens. How is it for live streaming? I see the overheat and cut off. Mine, I've recorded mine for 3, 4. I've used mine for like 6 hours straight, and it doesn't overheat, Ryan. I have the exact same camera. I'm not using a kit lens though, but that shouldn't matter. I'm also recording in, or not recording, I'm streaming in 4K, 4K 30. At work right now, so I gotta jump up. All right, bro. Thanks for stopping in. Is the Canon R50V good for you? Hell yeah, dude. I love that camera. That's my most recommended camera. Big Texas. What up, Big Texas? Guys, I am showing you a lot of my YouTube content there. If you're interested in checking out more of those, I make a ton of videos. Feel free to jump over there and subscribe. And let me know if you have any content ideas. Christopher Hunt, thank you for the follow. What up, Big Texas? How are you, man? Good morning. 8 a.m. Are the roosters roosting? I have a 63 and I love it. Good for you, man. Vic, when I get my new camera, where can I display the pictures I get to show you? Instagram or TikTok is fine, wherever. Yeah, Instagram, TikTok. El Gatu, hey, I got a Sony A7R5 for sports. Do you think I should get the Sony A7? I don't think so. I think you do great with the resolution. The A7R5 is sick, dude. Fuck. Got some allergies this morning. Yeah, I would love the cropping. I would love the cropping, but if you find yourself like missing a lot of shots, then I guess, but I would, if I had the A7R5, dude, I have a high megapixel camera, not a 61. Mine is the R5 Mark II, but mine is, mine shoots like 30 or 45 FPS. Actually, I don't even know what its fastest FPS is. I might be lying about that. It's pretty high. It's more than I need. Anyways, yeah, I love the R5 too because I can crop like crazy in my photos, dude. Like I can zoom in 100, 300% on stuff, so I do miss some shots. Yeah, see, the thing is with that high resolution sensor, like there's always a trade-off. There's always a trade-off. Like people want the something that does everything, but then you realize that camera that does everything at a high level is like $7,000, right? So when you're down in the trenches in the $4,000 budget range, 3,000, which is kind of crazy to say, you do have to make some compromises. But if you're looking for just buy, truthfully, man, if you're missing a lot of shots, I think 10 is fine because I think the A7R5 has 10, right? Is it 10 or 14? I forget. Canon USA. Let's go to Canon USA. Yes, it's 10. 10 is just barely enough, dude. But that 60 megapixels is crazy, man. I'm not. It's crazy, dude. Yeah, it is insane. Where's the R5 Mark II? Yeah, the R5 Mark II. If I could be wrong on its actual thing, but I remember it being it's like the perfect camera. R5. It's a $4,000 camera. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Image sensor, 45 megapixels. Yeah, it's not as high as the 60, but it's insane. Shutter. Does it not say it's FPS? I'm trying to. It says shutter speeds, mechanical shutter, but it doesn't actually say like, hey, it shoots in this speed. See if we can find it. Yeah, 10. I think 7 with uncompressed lossless. Get the A1. Yeah, A1. Yeah, sure. Someone on Facebook is selling the Canon R6 with an EF to RF converter for $1,000. Good deal. Sounds like a scam, Kenneth. Sounds like a scam. I don't really like buying off of Facebook. That camera is actually about $1,000, $1,200, so it might be pretty close. Had to get out of TikTok. My whole feed is about to. Oh, bro, you want to see my Fuji again, bro? You can't escape it. You can't escape it, bro. Ooh, Fuji. If you do buy the camera, let me know, bro. I got a couple of cages for you. I have some cages for the X106 that I never used from Small Rig. Let me know and I'll send them to you like last time. Big Texas, you know, because you're such a big supporter, bro. Anything that I have, you can have as a hand-me-down. Anything that I have doubled up on from now until forever. Big Texas is a real one, by the way. He's been here since day one. Anything that I have doubled over, lights, mics, anything that you need, let me know. And if I have an extra one, I'll send it to you. I got you, broski. Oh, look what I picked up the other day or yesterday. I got a mic for my Insta360. So now when I go into my street photography things, I'll be able to have a mic for my Insta360. This was like $50. It was like $50, not bad. Just got an XT33. Sick. Joanna, whenever you get some pictures, let us know, dude. Let us know. Would love to see that. Yeah. I'm thinking eventually I might have like a Discord group, or if YouTube ever has like a community area, I'm having like a Discord group where people can share their photos for everybody to see. I think that'd be kind of fun. It'll be free, of course. But it's just another platform to manage, so maybe I can look into that, setting up a Discord. Because I get a lot of people that says, hey, I finally got that camera you recommended. Great. Let me see those images. For community. We'll see. We'll see. No. Tail chopping. I want to go downtown DC. Oh, sick, dude, to get pictures, but what if they JS get pressed. What is that? I don't know what that is. Mike, do you have a site you recommend that allows you to put galleries up for people to purchase prints, taking photos of friends? Yeah, I use PicTime. PIC. I use PicTime to deliver photos. It's a delivery service. It's also a gallery site. It's this right here. Can you guys see this? PicTime. PIC hyphen. I don't know if you guys can see this. PicTime. This is what I use, and it does exactly what you say. It's a gallery delivery service, and you can send photos to whoever whoever paid you, and then in the site you can lock some photos that they didn't pay for, and they can purchase it. Also, I was talking about this last night actually. PicTime is linked to like a print on demand site, so they can order prints, they can order frames, they can order photo books and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I've used PicTime for years. And here comes Negative View Photo with his negative attitude. What's up, buddy? What's your delivery service that you use? Let's hear it, Mr. Negative View Photo. Yeah, PicTime is just the one that I recommend. People use Pix. There's a couple of them that do something similar though, but PicTime is just the one that I used. I'll let you know. Is it any good? Is the 100? Yeah, it's a Fuji, dude. What do you think of the Leica? I don't know. I'm too poor to own a Leica. Stuck between the Sony A7 III and the Fuji X100VI. What's your opinion on both? If you want a Fuji, I would buy the Fuji, dude. Guadalupe Ramirez. Did you know that Guadalupe is a unisex name? I didn't know that. I knew a couple guys and women that are named Guadalupe. Congrats on 4K subs. Thank you, man. Oh, somebody on Kick, they can share my stream for 800 viewers. Carry you in. There was somebody yesterday that offered me 2,000 per stream, buddy. Can you beat 2,000? I've used PicTime for like 4 months. It is cell phone friendly. Yeah, it is cell phone friendly. You're right. Yeah, Pixie said there's a couple other sites that you could probably YouTube, like, hey, best photo delivery site. It's just what I use, and I get in the habit of recommending stuff that I've actually used for a while. People have made purchases when I deliver photos that way. I also have a photo printer, a Canon photo printer that prints off 13 by 19 prints, and I always give people a free print, and people like shit themselves when they see a free print or a print of their photos. Like, it's really, really nice. Nikon bought Viltrox, did they? Wow. I thought Viltrox was in trouble from Nikon. Or was that Sirui? There was a lens maker that got in trouble that Nikon was suing. I can't remember who it was. I thought it was Viltrox. Thank you for the congratulations on 4K. Yeah, we reached 4K subs last night, guys. So I appreciate all of you guys participating. Last night we did like 20 portfolio reviews, and we just got the over the 4K mark, so it was good. Let's just say I bought a camera, but I don't know what to use it for. What should I do next? You should go outside and use it. That's what I would do. Negative View Photo says, just make sure it's a photo site that allows you to upload full res TIFF files for printing. That's pretty solid. Pretty solid. I don't think you think the average consumer would really realize the difference, Negative View Photo? Do you think buying a Sony A7 III over the R8 due to the cheap, huge market of Sony E-mount? I do think so. Yeah, the A7 III is kind of a tough recommendation, though. Not gonna lie. I've heard a lot of bad things about the A7 III, but in general, I recommend people to go to Sony because of the abundance of lens options. They acquired it. Oh, wow. That's crazy. What do you think that's going to do for the market, the Viltrox thing? Interesting. I don't hate that. I hope that they keep the mount open, though, that Viltrox still is able to use to make lenses for other people. Interesting. I did not know that. I'll have to read into that, actually. Very cool. Actually, I might make a video about it. Just like a thoughts. Nikon acquired Viltrox. Very cool. Thank you for the info. No problem, man. Bro, is Sony 67 good or bad? It's good, bro. For sure. Congrats, my guy. Thank you. Thank you. Would you say it's a very good deal to pay 1,200 euro for a used Nikon Z8, even if it's good condition? I don't know what those are worth. Check what the used market is. A Nikon Z8? How much does a Nikon Z8 sell for? Nikon Z8 in excellent condition sells for $3,000. So what's 3,000 in pounds? Is it pounds or euros? What did you say? Euros, right? Thank you for the gifts. Thank you for the gifts. In euros? I think I saw euros. In euros, that's $2,500. So it kind of sounds like a scam. Yeah, I'd be wary of the scam. For a used Nikon Z8, even in good condition. Thank you for the info. Leica Q3 has 6. Yeah, Leica's a Leica though, bro. Leica's a Leica, man. 90,000 images. How should I expand my videography work? I use the R8 with different RF. How should I expand my videography work? Just create more videos. I asked the same question for Viltrox because they just went in hard with Sony. Yeah. So I hope that they just I hope that Nikon doesn't kill them. Wow, Nikon's on some sort of a rebuild, right? They bought Red, now they're buying they're acquiring Viltrox. Yeah, DM me the article. I'd like to see it. I'm sure there'll be content around it. I'll check it out, but I'll make a little YouTube video on it because that kind of stuff is good. Bro, is the Sony 67 good or bad? It's good for videography, dude. It's all right. Thank you for the gifts. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Do you think buying the A7 III over the R8? I think I already answered that. How long have you been making content? Me, Tico on Temp. I've been making content since COVID. So 2020, 2019, right around there is when I started. Yeah, a good minute. 6 years, 7 years, roughly. I do have a question, a poll question on YouTube, guys. The question is, are you good at editing videos? 29% of you said yes. 24% of you said no. And 47% of you said never edited a video before. 17 votes. Not bad. Not bad participation. My answer earlier about Sony versus Canon wasn't necessarily centered around. I expanded your question to encompass Sony and Canon as a whole, and I recommend people that are on limited budgets to go with Sony because of the abundance of lens options that they have. So again, not really related to the A7 III or the R8, but just Sony and Canon as a whole. Yeah, Sony for value for sure. But actually, if you put Sony and Canon and Nikon like side by side in like apples to apples comparison, the Sonys are always more expensive. Agree. The image quality is the same, you know. Also, Canon does have more entry level cameras, more recent entry level cameras. Like they did a nice job expanding their library for like people that are just getting started. Like there is no Sony R50 equivalent, you know. Yeah, Sony's are about $100 to $200 more, 100%. The lenses are a little bit more expensive too. Yeah, yeah, you're spot on. You're spot on. I'm actually gonna make a YouTube video. It's gonna be titled "Sony is actually more expensive than Canon." Can you tell me the best 5 APS-C cameras out there? R50V is number one. ZVE10, A6700. Probably a couple of the Fujis, like the XT33. That one's really nice. Yeah. Pedro Rosic. R50V with the Sigma 18. Thumbs up, bro. Thumbs up. By the way, I'm currently using the Sony ZVE10 II right now, which this camera is a $1,200 camera, body only. And the R50V up the top here, that's a $600 camera, body only. Z52 is not good? No, that's good. That's a Nikon. I would probably never put a Nikon at the top of my list though. Maybe it'll be number 6 or 7. It might make a top 10 list, but it'll never make a top 5 list for me. But if you're saying Sigma or Viltrox, you saving hella money. Yeah, yeah. And you know, most camera makers, all camera makers, they nerf third-party lenses. So, but the average consumer will probably never really notice the differences, right? I would say 90% of the people won't notice a difference of using a third-party lens. But there are some negatives. Hey, so would you turn off when you're using the gimbal? If yes, then you can't set your shutter speed to double the frame rate because it will create motion blur like when walking. Coconut Achi. I don't understand your question. Let me keep reading. Just got a used 6400 to learn with. What's a good beginner lens to pair it with? A nice little prime, like a nice little 16 millimeter would be nice. Sorry, turn off IBIS. If your camera can turn off IBIS, I always turn off IBIS when I'm on a gimbal, if I'm using a gimbal. So yeah. Sony A5000 or new to this photography stuff, can you choose one of the cameras? I would just pick one. I'm not entirely sure which one of those two I would get. I wouldn't buy either of those. Should I exchange my R7 for the Sony ZVE1? Depends if you want to. What didn't you like about the R7? The ZVE1 is like a $2,400 camera, though, isn't it? What happened to Samyang? I know they got in trouble with Canon one time for like an 85-1.2 that they had. I recently started using Viltrox lenses. Before that, Nikon, Sigma, and Tamron. I don't own any Viltrox lenses, but I got to be honest with you. One of the reasons why I bought my Sony was because Viltrox had reached out to me before and asked me if I wanted to try out their lenses, and I didn't have a Sony. So I bought a Sony, and then Viltrox ghosted me. I was like, damn it. But I bought the Sony, not just because of Viltrox, but I did want to get into the ecosystem. And also, there are a lot of accessory brands that could potentially reach out to me. It was an opportunity for me. It was a business decision. I have that lens still. Yeah, I think they got in trouble for that camera, right? 17 to 50. Yeah, I like that. And also the 18 to 50, the Sigma lens. It's a really nice one. The 10 to 18 is really nice as well. Then you can't set your shutter speed to be double the frame rate because it will create motion blur when walking, right? So technically I should have I don't know what camera you have, buddy. But I would test. I would practice and test and see what results you get. You know what I mean? I don't know why turning off IBIS won't let you set your shutter speed. But I would be doing a lot of testing. The worst thing that you can do is buy a gimbal the night before you have an event that you want to use it at. The A7C2 with a with a 35G. Nice combo. Yeah, I don't know why shutting off IBIS turns off your shutter speed or the ability to turn your double speed to double your frame rate. But I would be testing is what I would encourage you to do. What's your earphone? I'm using these IEMs called Tipsy. I actually just got them the other day. They are right here. I like them. They sound pretty decent. I paid, how much did I pay for them? $100, I think. Is it this one? Yeah, they sell cheap IEMs, like $20, $30 ones. And then they also sell like $200 ones. So I went with these $100 ones just to like, you know, something in the middle. I ended up getting the blue ones. Noted. Thanks, man. Yeah, I wish I could help you more, bro, but that's the advice that I give to everybody that asks me like specific questions. I'm like, do it. Try it. Go out there and do some test footage, you know, and keep going. And keep going, because that kind of stuff is like really, it's impossible for me to own every single camera and know every single menu and like technical limitation of every camera. But my general rule of thumb is when you encounter these things, it's good to know. Make a YouTube video about it so that you can tell the rest of the world, but keep testing. Yeah, keep testing. Gimbals are a love-hate for me. Yeah. Yeah, they have their time and place for specific shots, you know, for specific shots. If you know what kind of shot you're getting and you know what you want to create, gimbals are great. But I see too many people buying a gimbal like the night before a wedding or the night before a car show or the night before filming something. So they're a love-hate for me too. I use them in some shots, but which camera should I get if I'm a hybrid shooter? Depends on your budget, meanie. No, you're welcome, Coconut. You're welcome. What gear you using? I'm using a lot of gear. Where brand do you shoot? Where brand do you shoot? I don't know what you're saying. How are you able to connect TikTok to OBS? I'm using Tricky IT Solutions. Welcome back, buddy. I'm using a virtual camera and sending that virtual camera to TikTok. They buy a gimbal to make themselves look more relevant. I think they buy a gimbal negative view photo because they think it's going to solve all their problems. That's my thinking on it. It's like, oh, this is going to solve everything. I'm like, nah, dude. It might solve some problems, but it's going to, don't buy it the night before. I keep emphasizing that. They're not as easy to use as you think they are. They take some time. They take some practice. Red Light Automotive, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. YouTube is kind of quiet tonight. What's going on with YouTube? Everybody on TikTok, say hi to YouTube for me, please. Make them feel welcome. Not the A12 as it might be. They buy a gimbal to try to speed ramp in real life. Yeah, yeah, that too. Fully agree, but any person I see rocking a gimbal, they don't use it right, and I have to help them. Yeah, it's not easy, man. It's not easy, but it's sus storm. It's funny, I stumbled upon your stream. I'm actually looking for a small bag for an FX30 and 11 little maybe a couple accessories. Yeah, for sure. If you go, I have an Amazon storefront. Who said that? It's just Storm. I have a Amazon storefront, and I have all of the accessories that I personally own. If you have a nice budget, the nomadic bags are really great. This one is a little bit smaller, so it's like super compact, super rugged, really nice. It's a really nice bag, but they also have a larger one, which I use this one a lot more for like longer lenses. The nomadic stuff is really, it's expensive, but it's really nice. And then I have some other cheaper bags as options as well. Yeah. Peak Design is really great. I also did just get a bag from, who was it? Brevity. Brevity just sent me one of their bags, and it feels really nice. It looks very minimal. This is from another brand. This is PGY Tech's brand. This one's good too. I love Nomadic. Yeah, Nomadic is nice. Yeah, Nomadic, if you can afford the Nomadic stuff, it's a premium brand with premium hardware, premium everything. It's really nice. It's expensive, I do have to say that. But I've had their stuff. Like I think I have a lot of their bags. This bag I bought this in 2023, and I've beat the shit out of this bag. This bag's massive though. Not gonna lie, this is a massive bag. Like, it's in here somewhere. It's huge. It's massive. It fits really big on my back. I'm not the biggest person in the world, but I can see on somebody smaller, this bag will definitely like tip you over if you have it fully packed. They do sell a smaller one. This one right here. This one is really nice. Really nice. But the two bag brands that reached out to me was this one, PGY Tech, and then Brevity. Actually, let me add it here, because they sent me their big bag, and I was really impressed with it because it fit my big boy laptop. Brevity. How do you spell it? Brevity? Brevity backpack. It was the one with the zipper in the front. I can't remember. It was one of these bags. It was an expensive one. The jumper? Let me go find it. It's called the Jumper L. Victor, what is your budget, buddy? It was called the Jumper L. I think it's this one, but I don't think they have the L. The Runner. Add product. Mine was the large one, so I'll just add this one, I guess. Man, not that much camera. How do you even use them all? Nice. Should I buy the Sony a6000? Yeah. The one that I use the most is the Luma from... I don't have any Luma products, but yeah, that's another nice one too. Do you own any other slings? I do, from PGY Tech. I don't think I have them listed here. But the brands that I like are Peak Design, PGY Tech, and Nomadic. And if you get anything from those three brands, I think you'll be in a good spot because they have nice hardware. They have durable stitching, nice zippers, weather sealing. So those three brands, PGY Tech, Peak Design. Is it Peak Design? Yeah, it is Peak Design. And then Nomadic. And those are the three brands that I recommend if you're looking for like premium bags. You know what I mean? If you're looking for more budget stuff, then there's a lot of options there. But I've had my bags for years, and I've carried them everywhere, taken them across the world, across the United States, and they're pretty good. So, yeah, good question. Again, everything is linked in my Amazon storefront, and it's the first. If you're on YouTube, it's the first link in bio. Those are the ones I was looking at. Yeah, highly recommend. Highly recommend. Highly recommend. Right now, one day maybe I'll get sponsored by Nomadic, but right now PGY Tech is hooking it up, and so is Brevity. So they're sending me free gear to check out. Any cameras that come close to the Canon R5 Mark II? In terms of like Sony, Nikon probably has a few. What would you say, negative view photo? Hey, Julia, how are you? Good morning. What do you think is like a comparable Nikon to the Z5, to the R5 II? The Z8 or the Z9? Maybe the Z8, right? Sony, I don't think Sony has one, except maybe for the A7R5. The Nikon Z8 is close, right? That's what I kind of figured. Nikon Z8. Yeah, Nikon Z8 I think is the one. Yeah, it's actually right on par, dude. This is a premium camera here. 45 megapixels stacked sensor. Wow, very cool. 20 FPS. Look at this. Wow. I see. Thanks. Yeah, I think maybe the A7R5, but that one shoots like, that one's like 60 megapixels. That camera's a tank. Let's see the, so let's go over here. "30 FPS. I was saying earlier, I was like, I think it shoots like 30 FPS or not. Yeah, this shoots 30 FPS. So actually, here's what we'll do, something fun. Let's do the R5 II. Add this. Let's do the A7R5. And let's do the Z8. So these should be all pretty close to each other. By the way, this website that I'm using, guys, is bnhphoto.com. I'm sure there's other comparing sites, but this one you get to put up to 4 cameras next to each other, and you get to see them in like compared. Ooh, look at the Sony right here. The Sony is cheaper, but it's also $900 off. How big of an issue is a camera with no IBIS? I'm thinking of purchasing the XM5. I don't think IBIS is critically important. For photo, it's important. I think it's more important than video, but you can get by. I don't really look at a camera having IBIS or no IBIS in my purchasing decision. I guess I'll put it that way. The XM5, by the way, is a nice camera. Hi Vic, thoughts on Peak Design leash camera straps? I don't like the kit. Yeah, I have a lot of Peak Design leash straps. I have a ton of them. Zero Connections. I have a bunch of them on my storefront. You can check them out there. The ones that I've purchased, or I've also bought some PGY Tech ones. Yeah, these are the ones that I bought from Peak Design. They have like a nice adjustable, like a quick adjust kind of thing. And so do the Peak Design ones. Peak Design is cool. PGY Tech. Peak Design has never sponsored me or never sent me any free shit, but PGY Tech has. PGY Tech has sent me a bunch of their straps. And actually, I sent one out to Julia. She has a PGY Tech strap that was sent to me for free. They're nice. They're straps. You know what I mean? Basically, the Z8 is the Z. I think so. I think there might be a couple of other things on there, but yeah. From Z8 to Z9. I think that's pretty accurate. Z8 owner right here. Nice, dude. What do you think of the Z8? That's a monster camera, dude. Nice. What's your opinion on the 67 with maybe a 70 or something? Thumbs up, bro. 67 with a 70 to 180 is solid. Ace Pro 2 or DJI Action 6? I would probably do the one with the bigger sensor. Do I know if the GFX 100 is good for... I don't know. That's a big-ass camera, though. The GFX, that's the medium format, right? I think that would be some crazy wedding photos, though. Yeah, that sounds insane. I would like to try that. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, this would probably make some wedding photos like of a lifetime. Yeah. Got a D5 too. Love my D5. Thing is a tank. Very nice and feels sturdy. Yeah, and it has the little quick release straps and stuff. When are we going to the streets with the... I don't know. I'm on vacation this week, so I'm not going to be in the city. And I live outside of the city. Not outside, but like my address is still Philadelphia. But around my area, it's a pretty nice neighborhood, but there's not really a lot of points of interest. So at the earliest, next Tuesday. Yeah, next Tuesday. At the earliest. After that, I might make a full YouTube video on it. And I'll be going live with some editing and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll be doing some editing. Yeah. I haven't left the house in like 2-3 days, which is kind of nice. Kind of nice. I got a motorsport event on the weekend, testing my Ford. Nice, Caden. You got any cool recipes? No, I just use the recipes. Mine is the real Ace that I like. I do have a really nice filter for it, though. I think I took my filter off, actually. Yeah, I took my filter off. So I'll put the filter back on and go out with it. It's a nice camera, dude. There's no convincing is necessary, dude. This camera is solid. It's one of the best cameras out there, dude. I need to play with it some more to get the settings back to where I like it. You won't, bro. Did you call your local shop, man? Jack White, thank you for the follow, Jack White. What's your opinion on the A7R5 with the Sigma? My opinion is solid on that. That camera's on sale right now in America, by the way. $900 off. We were just looking at it. Is it worth me saving a little longer and getting the X106, or just get the XM5? I would probably go for the XM5 just to get your feet wet, you know, get yourself out there. XM5 is a nice little camera. Imagine some chair. Yeah, that's exactly what I'll do. I'll probably go out. I have there's the Rocky statues, the art museum in Philly, so I'll probably go and take a lap out there and bring you guys along. And maybe I'll find some cherry blossoms. Working in the city is cool because I could just, like, after work, I could just go outside. You know what I mean? And the city's pretty vibrant, so there's always interesting stuff to shoot. So I might, if I don't find any cherry blossoms at the art museum, then I'll go. There should be some over there, though. That'll be a nice scene. Ooh, and I have my new mic, you guys. Did I show you guys? I got my new mic for my Insta360, so I'll be able to record some proper video. Yeah, it'll look fire. Yeah, it will definitely look fire. What are we looking like on Kick? One viewer on Kick. Hello. Hello, Kick. Twitch, one viewer. That's okay. By the way, over on TikTok, who actually uses the platforms Twitch and Kick? I don't know anybody in my circle that uses Twitch or Kick. And I don't think it's because they're bad platforms or anything. Maybe Kick is a little iffy. The gambling thing is kind of off-putting to me. But maybe it's because my niche isn't really over there. I'm mostly TikTok. Yeah, let me know in the chat who uses Twitch or Kick. Because I'm not going to focus on those platforms as much. YouTube is going to be my primary thing, and then TikTok. But I did do TikTok first for this account, just so that I can get the that crazy algorithm push. You know what I mean? And it worked. Hey, Mama, thank you. I appreciate it. Guys, everybody say hi to my mom. You know the whole world can read your comment, right, Mom? Thanks, Mom. Wasted. Hi, Mom. I use Twitch occasionally because I game, but if the stream is on YouTube and Twitch, I prefer YouTube since ooh, that's a solid idea. Yeah, that's a solid idea. My goal, Sphinx, is to multi-stream over to Kick and Twitch to try to get people, to try to funnel in people, to try to attract people that are interested in, in creating higher quality streams, you know, or streams that have like higher production value, you know. Thoughts on the Sony A67? I love the 6700. Yeah, the 67 is solid. I'm surprised that the 6700 only has one SD card though. It's kind of a bummer. Yeah, cool. Do you do any? I do a couple. I mix it up, but I'm definitely editing photos live. And surprisingly, Sphinx, unfortunately, Those are my least performing live streams. When I edit live, people the count, for some reason the count is just not as high. For these kind of streams right here, I usually get on TikTok 14 to 15 is the average. On YouTube, I do pretty well for these streams. Right now we're only at 3, but it peaks at like 12 to 8. But whenever I do live editing sessions, they're in the single digits. But that'll grow. That'll grow. You know, that'll come with time. So it's all good. Why does my shutter seem to lag sometimes, even though I have V90? Sometimes it will freeze. I don't know. I don't know. Why are you shooting so fast? What SD card do you have? Makes a bit of sense. Also, I just started this kind of streaming Sphinx like in March. Like literally March 6th, I started going like this. So like me having 3 to 4 viewers on YouTube watching me edit is a blessing, right? That's why I'm not like totally bummed out about those numbers, because I know that after 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year, that'll grow into like, you know, from single digits to 10, 50, you know, it'll grow exponentially. So I'm still I'm very hopeful, you know what I mean? Carol over on Kick says, "Hey homie, I can share your stream in a Kick community and it could hit 1,000 followers." Wow. This says $1,500 per stream. Somebody earlier, Carol, said that I could earn 2,000 per stream. Can you beat that offer? I might go with them. Lexar V90 SD cards and seems to only lag at night if I'm doing portrait photography. Probably because there's, I don't know actually. Maybe your sensor's struggling. I don't know, man. But are you like burst shooting night photography portraits? Like I would probably lower my I rarely use high speed continuous. What camera do you have, by the way? That's interesting. Great mindset, man. Thanks, bro. What helps you out is the videos on YouTube. Yeah, for sure. Also shorts are really helpful. I am live on YouTube horizontally, and I went live on YouTube with my cell phone doing my like camera desk scene, and I got like 5 followers on the shorts live feed. So there's something there too, you know. It's the 6700. Well, the 6700 only shoots 10 FPS max. Ethan G, thank you so much for the sub on YouTube. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think the 67 only shoots 10 FPS anyways. Yeah, the highest cards that I use are V60s for like SD cards, and then I use what is it called? CF Express Type B when I need like faster cards. So these are the SD cards that I use, and mostly are Lexar. But the most expensive cards that I buy are V60s. I also use Angelbird. Angelbird is really good as well. These are expensive now. Look at this. Holy shit, boys and girls. $500 for an SD card. It's a 1 terabyte, granted. But when I need fast readout, I usually use a camera that has a CF Express Type B. Currently unavailable. Guys, this next Black Friday or holiday season, make sure to load up on SD cards, man, because this SD problem and this silica problem is not going away. I'm so glad I bought when I did. I have a NAS now, one of these, and I'm so thankful that I bought one of these, dude. Like my current self is thanking my past self right now. Yeah, shorts help bring people in. Yeah, they really do, dude. Still doesn't make sense that it's too much lag that much. Almost seems like a right issue. Yeah, I don't know how to help you, Omar Bravo. I don't own that camera personally. And I also don't shoot in burst speed, especially for portraits. Tajakada di Ayala. I want to buy the XM5. Oh, wow, a lot of XM5 people. Wow. It's going to be my first camera. I have some experience with DSLR, but this will be my first mirrorless. Should I spend a little and get the T30? If you can afford the T33, I would buy that one for sure. I think it's worth it to get the T33, 100%. If it's not out of your budget and it's reasonable for you, I would get that for sure. XM5 is still tremendous, though. XM5 is still really good. I use Angelbird and Lexar. Yeah, me too. I run a 2 terabytes. That's crazy. Sphinx. There are 2 Fujifilm XM5s for sale, Brisbane right now. One has the Sigma. Ooh, the other is the... I would buy the Sigma bundle. Well, check out how much it costs separately, Sphinx. You said it's the XM5, right? XM5. So I'm in the United States, so bear in mind that the price difference. So $8.99, right? And then the Sigma 18 to 50. So that should only cost you about 1,500 USD. So what currency are you in? What's in Brisbane? Is that the pound? So 1,500 to USD to pounds. Oh, Australia. Oh, that's even more. I forgot Brisbane was. My bad. I'm an idiot. Woo! That's high. Seems like you're getting a deal. Yeah, it says 1,800 for that bundle, but it actually is, the retail is, if you buy them separately, is 22. So seems like a deal. Best way to store all my photos, I would get like an 8 terabyte single hard drive, Big Texas. I would get a cold storage just for storage. What I bought was, let me see if I have it here somewhere. I don't even have it on here. But I would buy like, I have a SanDisk. Is it a SanDisk? SanDisk 12 TB. I have one of these. And they have them in different mine doesn't look like this. Mine is a little bit older now. But this is just a cold storage. So it's just a dump, right? It doesn't do anything except like a big ass storage. And 12 TB, you can buy bigger ones like 24 if you want one. But this just serves as, hey, if you organize it properly and have like good folder structures, one of these will last you years in terms of what you need for storage. Videos, probably not, but photos, 100%. And then these are expandable. So when you do hit the 24 terabyte, you could just add another one. This is a very simple way to expand storage if you don't want to go the NAS route. The NAS route is definitely worth it, but this is for maybe later on. I started off buying a bunch of these and like going this route, buying a bunch of these and these right here. But after a while, it gets ridiculously expensive, and then you just have a bunch of these laying around. So I'd rather, this is 2 terabytes. Look, 2 terabytes for $400, or you can buy 24 terabytes for $700, even 12 for 400. Again, these aren't for editing off of. This is just for storage. Yeah, this wouldn't be considered cold storage, but it would be it would be because cold storage means that it's not connected to anything. How much is the R6 Mark II in Ugandan shillings? I have no idea. I have no idea. I like the idea of a viewfinder in bigger size, but I'm thinking it's really worth it. Yeah, it's worth it. It's a nice camera, dude. Whether it's worth it or not is up to you. So how much did the Canon R50 break come out to? What? I don't know what you're asking, sad boy Dell. I want the A7 IV. You should buy it. Samir, I ordered my first camera and went with the 16. I love that lens. No, I like that lens. I can buy a lens on Ted's camera for $650, so I could buy the cheaper bundle, which has less shutter and separate and save $50. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'll look into that. Yeah, so you got a bunch of options. Big Texas. The one thing that people are really running in the problem that I see people running into is that their cell phone storage isn't expandable anymore. They have like built-in storage. So like people fill up their cell phones because these videos and photos are getting crazy with the amount of space that's required, that like once a month I offload all my photos and all my videos onto my NAS. And the NAS, what's special about a NAS is that it's connected to the network, right? So imagine you have a bunch of photos on your phone, or you have a family that all uses a lot of storage, and you have a laptop, you have a desktop, your wife has a laptop, your kids use laptops. A NAS connects all of them together. So whenever one hard drive on a computer fills up, you offload it to your NAS, and then it stays there. And then if you ever need to go back or pull from it, you can go into it. It acts like it's a network attached storage, NAS. So it's a expensive solution, but one that you'll be thanking yourself in the future. The initial investment seems steep, but long run, it's cheaper type of... Exactly right, Sphinx. Exactly right. I went with this one. The 6 bay. There are smaller ones, so you don't have to get like a crazy 6 bay one like I did. I got mine as a Kickstarter, so mine was like 50% off because I bought it before it even existed as a product. I invested or participated in their Kickstarter. But they sell NASs that are 4 bay, that are 2 bay. So you don't have to get like super complex, right? And then what's cool about these is that you buy individual hard disks. And they could be any size, and then you can expand it or make it smaller, right? So yeah, the 2 bay is kind of nice too. I'm trying to see if I can find it. That one's really cheap, actually. I don't want to say really cheap, but it is cheaper. And I use the brand Ugreen because I've trusted them for a while. Let me see. 2 bay. That might be sold out, actually. 2 bay Ugreen NAS. Yeah, here it is. Look. Boom. So you can get a little cheapy one, and this is still a NAS, you know. It's like a personal cloud. Wow. You can fit 80 terabytes in this son of a bitch, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. This is, by the way, this price that you see here is not with the storage included. This is just for the bay. You need to buy your hard disks separately. If that's not abundantly obvious, you have to buy them separately. What camera are you thinking? Do you have a fill-up? Do you have to fill up all the bays? I don't think so. I don't remember the specifics, but it's advisable that you fill them up all at one time. Because the way a NAS works, if you configure it into a RAID configuration, RAID 0, RAID 5, RAID 6, I forget what the RAIDs are. It's better for you just to fill them up all. So buy what you can afford. You know what I mean? If you can't afford to fill up all 6 bays, then don't buy the 6. buy the 4. If you can't afford the 4, then buy the 2. Do you use any Kolari clip filters? I don't know what that is. Kolari, is that a brand? For ND filters and like lens filters, I use KNF Concept and Polar Pro. Sphinx, if you're not subbed already to YouTube, consider subbing, because I do those live edits from time to time, and I'll have a different thumbnail for my live. So just keep an eye out for those, because I'm taking a lot more photos now. I'm finally settling in. I'm kind of like settling into this whole consistency content creation kind of thing. So I found what brand is it? What brand is it, Texas? I want to see that. Don't buy a shitty Chinese brand either. Don't buy something reputable, bro. I'll keep an eye out. Yeah, bet. Yeah, my photos are all right, man. I pop in, and sometimes if the chat gets a little like, hey, let's do some editing, you know, sometimes the chat can dictate, you know, what direction the live goes into. Oh, nice. Let me look at that. Oh, that's just the enclosure, bro. That's exactly what I just said right now to you guys. Make sure that if you do just get make sure you know what you're buying. Is it this one? So this is, you're buying something that's empty. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to, I could be wrong, but you have to buy typically you have to buy the discs separately. Yeah. This is newer than what I have. Yeah, just make sure you know what you're buying. Don't buy it thinking, oh, this is great. Because, I mean, that's a great price. I'm not going to lie. That might be everything that you need, right? But you will have to buy the discs separately. But yeah, look into it, man. It's worth the investment. It's worth the investment because you'll run out of storage. And right now, storage is wildly expensive, man. And exactly how it shows here, like you and your family, you and wifey and like your extended family can like dump photos into it, and you can share photos through it. People do all kinds of crazy stuff. People run their own like Netflix off of them. Like I shouldn't say this, but what they do is they pirate like hundreds and thousands of movies, and they upload it to like Ugreen or NAS's network attached storage, and they use software, and they have their own like free Netflix. Very illegal, but but that's, and then people can watch it everywhere, you know, as long as you have an internet connection and your NAS has internet, you can pull up movies everywhere. Yeah, very illegal. You'll go to jail, Big Texas. And remember, I'll turn your ass in. I'll turn you in, dude. Dude, I'm wanting to buy my first ever camera on a budget, 600 pounds. R50. I would buy the R50 for sure. Yeah, the R50 is a solid camera for about 600. I have a 50mm prime. What lens should I buy next? I want wide and zoom. What camera do you have, Cosmic Guy? Mr. IT, thank you for sharing the live. Appreciate it. That's what I've been looking at, to be honest. Yeah, the R50 is a nice option, dude. I have the R50. what I like to do is, you know, if you can't afford to buy a separate lens, just buy the kit lens and then get a handle on what a camera is, you know, learn a little bit about photography, and then eventually buy a separate, nicer lens later on when you can afford it. But I'm actually filming on YouTube on an R50 right now. This is an R50. This camera right here, this top one. This is an R50. It has the lens on this camera right now costs as much as the camera though. This over here is a Sony ZV-E10 II. And this camera over here costs twice as much as that camera up there. I have a Sony A7 III. Nice. I have a Canon EOS M50. I think it's good for the... Hell yeah, dude. M50 is nice. The M50 and the M50 Mark II. I would go with the Mark II if you can find it. Because it's a little... They made it a little bit better. Yeah. Heard it's very beginner friendly. Yeah, kit lens, then 55mm. Yeah. Yeah, I would buy it to get you started. It's a solid starter camera, dude. I use my R50 every single day, bro. If you want to do just photos, this is great. If you want to do more video, I would recommend the R50V, which costs just about the same. Also, if you guys are curious, you guys can find the links to all of my stuff that I use by going to my profile page and hitting the first link in the bio and then hitting the little Amazon button. So when you go here, this will take you directly to my storefront where you can see everything that I own that I use to create all of my content. Let me close up some of these tabs. These tabs are getting a little crazy. Oops, closed the wrong one. I've been opening up a lot of tabs. Let's open up TikTok, Instagram, keep that open. And TikTok. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate that, Big Texas. God bless you, broski. God bless you. I have the Black Magic app. Cool. I have the Canon M50. Nice. So what lens do you recommend? Depends on what you're doing. Depends on what you're doing. If you want just something that's like an all-rounder, like just a good for everything kind of lens, or good for a lot, I would recommend the Sigma 18-50. This is a really, really nice lens for that camera. It's good for everything. 18-50. It's good for a lot of things, I should say. Yeah, this is probably the first lens that I would buy after the kit lens. What do you think of the A7 III? I've heard a lot of negative things about the A7 III. It's a decent camera. I would buy it if you have like a, if you find a good deal on it. But I have a buddy of mine that comes into these lives often, and he like destroys the A7 III. Anytime somebody mentions like, do not buy the A7 III. He's pretty passionate about that message. But truthfully, I think if you can find a decent deal on it, that I think it's worth it for a lot of people. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Pretty good stream today, boys and girls. Pretty good stream today. One viewer on Twitch, one viewer on Kick. We'll take it. Why is that a good lens? What's it good for? The Sigma lens, this one is good for every day. It's good. It's a crop sensor lens, so it's just a good everyday all-rounder lens. Just a solid lens to walk around with. It's a nice size. I have it here somewhere. Where do I have it? Let me go find it. Yeah, it's just a good lens for everything. Just a good all-rounder. Just a good all-rounder lens. It's a constant f2.8, 18 millimeters on the wide edge, and then 50 on the telephoto edge. So it's just a decent little lens that, you know, like I said, I keep saying it's just good for a lot of things. It's small, it's compact, super sharp, constant f2.8, relatively inexpensive. You know, just really nice. It just ticks a lot of boxes. You know what I mean? It just ticks a lot of boxes. I don't know where to put this right now. I have a bunch of shit on this. What lens is that? This is the 18 to 50. It's the Sigma lens. It's a crop sensor lens. You don't need this lens, Big Texas. You all full frame, buddy. Primes versus telephoto. It depends. Do you do Instagrams? I'm not doing any Instagram ratings right now. Portfolio reviews, you mean? What lens is that? Prime versus zoom. Sorry, mate, but can you dumb that down 2.8 and is other stuff? So yeah, sure. So actually I forgot to draw this out for you guys. So aperture, so constant f2.8. If you guys can see this diagram right here, what happens with most kit lenses is that they have like an f2.8 to like f5.6. And what happens is that when you zoom out to the lens, zoom out to like 50, the lens gets darker, meaning that less light gets in. And that's what kit lenses typically are. So if you go to the kit lens, if you look at this right here, this is an RFS 18 to 45 millimeter, f4.5 to f6.3. Meaning that in this diagram right here, you are already starting at f4.6. And what was the other number? 5.63. Wow. And what that means is that you have a lot less light that comes in. So at 18 millimeters, really wide, and then you zoom into 45, the lens gets like super dark, right? So that's a variable aperture lens, which if you look at lenses that have that are included with kit lenses, you'll often see two apertures. In this case specifically is an f4.5 to f6.3. Now, if you look at the lens that I showed you, which was this is an 18 to 50 f2.8 constant, meaning that no matter at 18 millimeters all the way to 50, the lens stays wide open. So there's a lot of light that's available. And why that's important is because of the look of the lens, the pictures that it renders, but mostly it's the depth of field. So if you want like a nice blurry background with a nice depth of field, you need something that's an f1.8, f2, f1.4, you know, so on and so forth. That's what I don't like about the one. Yeah, the 100 to 500 though is still an L series lens, and that lens is a monster, dude. That one's different. Right, so you would have to correct up the exposure. Yeah, so that leaves, so you know, the exposure triangle, the shutter speed, the ISO, and the aperture, all of those things have to be in balance, right? So when you have a variable aperture zoom, that when you zoom in and the aperture closes down, now you have to make adjustments on some of your other the other two parts of the exposure triangle. That's why constant aperture lenses are usually kit lenses. They're usually a lot cheaper. if people decide to buy a kit lens, what I tell them to do is just buy the body only. Buy the body only. And buy the kit lens separately. But it requires you to do a little bit of math, you know? See what the best deal is. Kit lenses, in all honesty, I do give them a bad name. Like, I do harp on them a lot, but what happens with kit lenses is, it's my opinion that people get them. Oh, look, I have a perfect range, 18 to 300 millimeters, but they don't realize that the picture is practically useless at 300 millimeters because it's so dark. And if you're taking photos anywhere outside of like high noon, the pictures are all grainy and shitty, and they don't look good. So what happens with kit lenses is you buy them for $150, $200, and then you use them for a couple months and then you never use them again. Kit lenses are mainly for beginners though, I think. Yeah, they are. But the thing is, and again, I've made tons of content about this idea, is that it's my opinion that camera brands don't do a decent job of educating people on the importance of lenses and buying high quality lenses, that a beginner will get like really, really excited to try this camera with a kit lens. Yes, perfect. All right, awesome. They're going to go out, they're going to shoot. I'm going to create some great pictures. I'm going to create great music videos. And then they try the kit lens. They fail to educate themselves and they use the kit lens and then they say, fuck, this sucks. And then they see, okay, I got to get a better lens. Oh, it's $1,000. That's twice as much as the camera costs, right? And then they get disillusioned. They set the camera down and then they never use it again, right? So I think that, and this is on the part of the camera maker, they don't educate the people well enough, in my opinion. Is it an okay for beginners? Yeah, sure. But I think that kit lenses really do a disservice to the noobs. And I don't want to blame the noob because they don't know any better. They're just a bunch of normies, you know? Kit lenses. So to an experienced photographer, I would never buy a kit lens. No, never. I do recommend kit lenses to people, but I try to tell them, hey, this lens is going to just get you started, you know, kind of try to, what's it called? Hedge the expectation a little bit. You need to take a photo of a spotlight at 300. Exactly. Not with that L series lens that you want though. The 100 or 500, that's a legendary lens though. That one's a little different, dude. What do you think about the Canon R10? I love the Canon R10. I have one of the Sigma and the Sigma. Nice, dude. Yeah, that's a great combo. We were just talking about the 18 to 50 millimeter lens. Really, really good. But all right, guys, my time is up for today. I'm going to go get myself some breakfast. I'm going to be back later on tonight for everybody that hung out here. Big Texas, Julia, also Sphinx over on YouTube. God bless you. If you haven't followed already, now is your opportunity to do so. Over on YouTube, make sure to sub. I'll be back later on. Adios.